everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and...
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. To return, it's Kalen Clay. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, standing 6'3" out of SMU. It's Garrett Gilbert.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Now the Auburn alum, Artis Payne. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
To throw on 2nd down. Gilbert. And his throw is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up 3rd down. And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
In today's NFL, you're not just looking for height from your cornerbacks. You're looking for length in order to combat the tall wide receivers that they have to play against each and every week. And Artie Burns has all of that. In addition, he has the ability to change direction and make plays on the football in the air. And finally, he's a willing tackler, which is really key for cornerbacks today.
On 3rd down, Gilbert. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Coming in carrying the losing streak, not the start that they were looking for. 3 and out on the opening drive.
So now everyone's looking at each other. And what I mean by that is, who's going to make the right play? Who's going to get us out of the doldrums? Who's going to get us out of this funk that they're in right now? They've got to find someone who will make a play, create a play, and get their confidence moving in the right direction.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got some space here. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13. The offense lining up 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Excellent effort defensively by him. 2 tackles for a loss last week, now 1 here in the 1st quarter.
He's an absolute disruptor, isn't he? And I think most offenses would love to go against guys who just want to hold the point of attack and try and keep things clean for their linebackers. But when they make those moves and they can get upfield, past the offensive line into the backfield, that's hard to handle.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
That was a good, strong run there. And while it won't pick up a 1st down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. He'll drop to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. This offense has some speed, and certainly Martavis Bryant, he has some speed.
He has that, and he has size. That's what makes him so difficult to cover, because just when you think you have to play him one way, the other attribute kicks in. Martavis Bryant could be an all-star real soon.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. And the starting defense here for the Panthers.
K'Wan Short has really rounded into being one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. What I really like about his game are his hands. When he gets his hands on an opposing blocker and locks out, he's going to end up winning that battle and either getting to the quarterback or taking down a ball carrier.
Third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got Rodgers. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Here we go. Green, 30.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide. Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs, and let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Now a handoff here to his running back. He gets this down to the 3. Brought the power run out of the bag, but couldn't do a ton with it. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possible.
And this is caught. It's Bryant, and it's a Steeler touchdown. Martavis Bryant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
This one complete to Curtis Samuel. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Some mistakes already in the first quarter. If he holds on to that one, 1st down.
Yeah, I guarantee you that at least one defensive back out there has reminded him of that fact, trying to get into his head and hoping that'll affect him the rest of the game.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try to duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws.
It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Martavis Bryant with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Carolina getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Here's Artis Payne. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The numbers for Artis Payne a week ago. 20 carries, 69 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
Again on the ground with Artis Payne. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Now Artis Payne. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the... And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. 14-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. We turn our attention here to Martavis Bryant. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play here. Off to an incredible start. Got their feature guy going, and now everyone else should have opportunities.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now back to throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. The 30, 20, 10. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
The Steelers on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. looking to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Back deep is Kalen Clay. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Here's Artis Payne to begin the drive. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
They'll run again here with Artis Payne. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
The Panthers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. Operating from the gun, Gilbert. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
They'll run it with Artis Payne. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Gilbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Throwing on 1st down. Gilbert. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Russell Shepard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, it's Jalen Marshall. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down.
Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is incomplete. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Now let's go. Green 39.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. Boswell on now to kick this one away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Carolina getting set to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now a play fake here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Boswell for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And it's a short kick taken right around the 19. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Off the play fake, Gilbert. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
The Panthers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go. Blue 90.
From the gun, Gilbert to Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Elsewhere, a score update from New Orleans. And it's the NFC champs, the Falcons, that have moved down to an early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a loose football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. And big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. On third down, that's Edwards. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Carolina getting set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game. Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Back to the air on second down. Gilbert. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Gilbert. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown one interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And now running right through him. It's an 8-yard pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Room here to run. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. It's their quarterback on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Elsewhere, a score update from New Orleans. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Extra point now by Boswell. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Short boot, take it at the 21. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw. Gilbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 2nd down following the incompletion. Throwing again. Gilbert. Looking for Shepard deep. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally, you run to set up the pass. Here, it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Steelers have grinded their way to a big lead. They'll keep going to the run game in the second half. The Panthers haven't had an answer for it, and it shows when you look at the score. Here we go. Let's do this. Here's your first half highlights. 3rd and goal. Sweezy's looking to the end zone here, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown. That puts them up by a touchdown. Steelers fell late in the first. Ryan's wide open down the field. He gone as he sprints into the end zone. Panthers have it early in the second. That puts them on top by 14. Gilbert's going to complete the pass. Won't be brought down until he makes it to the 34-yard line. Panthers have it later on the drive. Shepard's able to make the catch in traffic, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. Steelers have the football midway through the second. Panthers down by 7. Pass coverage will break down here. And 69 yards later, he'll go in for the score. Lead now at 14. 1st and 10. The pass ends up being picked off. Ellis is going to run it all the way back for the score. As they go up now, 21-7. 3rd down in midfield. Sweezy's going to spin out of trouble, and he scores his 4th rushing TD of the day. The Steelers pushing the lead to 28.
Okay, Larry, a fairly one-sided first half as we get set to go in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
Artis Payne fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Off play action. Gilbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Here's Michael Pilardi now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. He'll look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
throw here. The pass complete to Justin Hunter. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a fourth down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, past the sticks, first down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
To throw on 2nd down. Gilbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 19.
Now let's go.
Operating from the gun. Gilbert. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
But no second-guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? Nearly a huge return as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They run the counter now on 1st down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it.
They're going to look to throw. Able to spin free. Now another, and it's a fumble. And the Panthers have recovered.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll start the drive with Artis Payne. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
They always that changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Panthers on third down. A very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It's fielded at the 45. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And the Steelers set to take the field. And last time, the fumble to turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. Turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, that's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he coughed it up, and the Panthers have recovered. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Following the fumble recovery, Gilbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Gilbert over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Panthers on third down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun, Gilbert. And now another one thrown incomplete.
When we talk with people about what we think the most important quality for an NFL quarterback to possess, what do people usually say?
Arm strength, and he showed the arm strength there.
Yeah, pretty good bullet pass he threw, but he wasn't accurate, was he?
No.
Listen, you like mobility, but accuracy, first and foremost, is what a quarterback needs. He didn't possess it on that play.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Apparently they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired. In hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
So they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
They'll set up a throw. Dances by him. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the Steelers on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And the Panthers coming out now. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar
I was
situation.
going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball. And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. And that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
To throw again, Gilbert. Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. Picked off, it's the Pro Bowl corner, Joe Hayden with it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Boswell for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. Throwing after the interception. Gilbert throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Throwing again. Gilbert. This one complete to Devin Funchess. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
On first down, Gilbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. Back to throw. Gilbert. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That catch good for 5. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Panthers on third down. They've been stymied left and right, converted only one time. This will be 3rd and 5. Again, he'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So certainly not what they were hoping for, especially on the road. Their starter forced to the locker room. And in his place is the former Oklahoma standout, Landry Jones. Now a handoff here to his running back. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. On 3rd down, it's Edwards. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne and try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on third down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Operating from the gun, Gilbert. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And they give this time to the tailback. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Brandon, it's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head. On third down, here's Bell. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
Checking in on Houston. It's in the fourth quarter there. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. On 1st and 10, Gilbert. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Daniel McCullers in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. From the gun, Gilbert. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Throwing on third and long. Gilbert. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Stephon Tuitt in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen.
But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Throwing Jones. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts? No, not at all.
Here's Bell. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Pittsburgh, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Baltimore Ravens next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.